now we're both panicking. Now we're both panicking because we just found out that this condom is broken.
I don't want friends, I want Audis. Smoking on booth in his Maui. I check the bitch like I'm Mari. Sorry, bitch, I don't say sorry. Look at my cup, it got dope. I been a rover like slow. Bitches ain't cleaner than soap. Making them up, did she choke? Couple of bands in my mouth. Couple of bands in the south. Hey, I paid the.
Hey guys, it's Undfind Prodigy back with another video for you guys today. You guys have been requesting this video so much, man. The only video that you guys requested more is the spicy noodle challenge, so I gave you guys that first, but now it's time to give you guys this story time. I haven't done a story time since the first two videos that I dropped on my channel, so I'm coming back with this one today. The story time I have for you guys today is how I lost my virginity. Like I said, it was 9th grade year. It was this girl in my biology class. I had class with her all year. And at the time in 9th grade, all my other friends have already lost their virginity. So I was the only one that was still a virgin, and I would hear their like stories about it and about sex, and they would talk like it's so cool, like it's so like amazing, you know, like they love sex, you know? And it's usually guys that talk like that, which were my friends. But this girl in my biology class was the only girl that I knew that talked the same way about sex as my guy friends did. I met her early on in the year, and I met her through the topic of sex. Like, I almost started speaking to her because the topic of sex came up throughout class gossip. She spoke highly of it, you know, and whenever sex came up, being in biology, she spoke the same way. I actually ended up sitting next to this girl for a period in time in the year, and literally every day that I sat next to this girl, we spoke about sex, literally every day. I was so interested about sex. Like, she was dating a guy at the time, and she would tell me how she would have sex with him. We literally just had these sex conversations every biology class. All I heard was sex, 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 sex from the same girl. The last day of school approached, and throughout the year, I kind of wanted to ask this girl to have sex with her. Like, I wasn't attracted to her. Like, we didn't talk like that. Like, I wasn't like, I knew she had a guy, like a boyfriend, and I knew she was like dating someone, but I just felt so comfortable after our repeated conversations about sex to lose my virginity to this girl, despite the fact that I wasn't with her, I wasn't attracted to her. This girl was a bigger girl, so, you know what I'm saying? Like the saying goes, big girls need love too. You know, I'm not like a judgmental person at all. I remember the last day of school, I kind of planned out to ask this girl to have sex with her. Like, I remember going to PE before that class, and the way that the last day of school was set up, honestly, all the periods were cut short because of the last day of school. So after 7th period, we actually had lunch and went home early. So I knew that it would be like the perfect time to ask this girl to have sex because I would get out of school early and wouldn't have to be home till later, you know? But I did already make plans to go over my friend's house because it is the first day of summer, you know? But I was like, okay, I'm gonna ask this girl the last day of school, I'm going to do it, let's do it. So I went to PE class, and I had a friend in a higher grade than me who always had condoms, always. He literally just always showed them off, like he always had condoms. So I was like, you know what, yo, can I have a condom? And he just literally just gave me one. Cool, and he was like, oh, you know what I'm saying, you about to get, you know what I'm saying, yeah. So I was just like, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying, you feel me, I'm not sure, you know what I'm saying, I let him know I still was a virgin, like I just want to figure, like I just want to know what the big talk is about, you know? So he gave me his condom, and I finally got to my last period class, very anxious, very nervous to ask this girl this question. It's about 5 minutes to the bell, and I know this girl is like, she's across the classroom at the time because we did switch seats. We switched seats throughout the year. In the middle of class, I went to like speak to her really quick, like acting as if I was getting a pencil or something from her. I went to speak to her, and I never had this girl's number. And I was like, can I text you? And she was like, sure. She gave me her number, right? So in class, I'm texting her, and I was like, I know this may seem awkward, but you know, would you mind taking my virginity? And she, like, honestly, like, I was so scared after sending that text, because that's like an exposed text. Like, she could have showed all her friends, like, look at this fucking horny little kid, like, he's trying to fucking have me have sex with him, like, he's so stupid. And so I was just like, I didn't know what the outcome was gonna be. But about 30 minutes later, she literally texted me back, and she was like, yeah, when are we gonna do it, like during the summer? And I was like, no, you know, I want to like lose it today. And she was like, oh, but where? And honestly, I'm about to expose myself. Like, I'm about to expose myself, bro. So, like, literally, at school, everyone had this spot. It was like behind the portables. All the guys would talk about it, like how they would have sex behind the portables. Like, usually see in like high school, like TV shows or high school movies, like it's usually behind the bleachers, or like there's a spot in every high school where a lot of people go to have sex on campus. So our spot in my high school was behind these portables, and there was like some chairs back there or something, and you could just tell like that's where it was. I was like, let's do it behind the portables, and I thought that was like a normal response. But once again, I am frantic. I am freaking out. The topic of sex for me was very nerve-wracking. So when I asked that, I was still nervous, still panicking, hoping that she doesn't expose me, hoping that she doesn't tell anybody like about this. And she literally was like, okay, I'll meet you after class. So I'm like, oh shoot, I'm in there, you know what I mean? Probably like a minute before the bell rings by this time, and literally the bell rings, everyone is going to lunch. But me, I'm going out a different door, I'm heading towards those patios, right? So I'm going, and she's not following me. So I'm thinking that like I messed up, but something told me to just stick it through. Like, I already asked her, she already agreed, like just stick it through. I waited about 15 minutes, and literally as I'm about to like give up and walk away, I can see her from a distance walking towards where I was. And then I get a text on my phone like, where are you? And I waved my hand, and then she came behind the portables. Now, I'm gonna give you guys a very good image of what this setting was like. Literally, it's behind a portable. I don't know where the chairs went. I've seen the chairs there before. I don't know where the chairs went, but there was no chairs. Literally, it was just dirt and grass behind the building. Like, and it was just the worst place to ever lose your virginity. Like, I'm honestly embarrassed, but shoot, man, it happens. So it was very awkward when she finally got to me, because I didn't know how sex worked, because like I said, it's my first time having sex. I didn't know if I should be kissing her at first, if I should just get right to it or whatever. So I didn't ask any questions, but she just like started feeling on me. She didn't kiss me though. I later on realized that like it was kind of awkward now that I think about it. Like, it was like an awkward like sex. Like, it was very awkward. I'm not sure if she had a boyfriend or not at the time, but she was down to do it, so I was down to do it. But she just began to feel on me and rub on my body and stuff, and then she eventually pulled my pants down. I gave her my jacket so that she can lay on the floor, because I was wearing a jacket that day. I put on the condom, and I went in for the kill, right? So I'm going in, and it was so uncomfortable for me because I really wasn't in the mood for it. I just wasn't in the mood. Like, so as I'm like trying to stroke and go in, like I noticed that like my dick was going soft. Like, I noticed that I really wasn't into it. Like, I couldn't keep my hard. Like, my dick went soft. Like, literally just went soft. Like, I was not into it, went soft, right? So I decided to pull out. It probably was a good like, shoot, like 3-4 minutes, bro, like of just soft stroking, bro. And I pulled out. What threw me off was that when I pulled out, the condom was broken. Like, my friend that gave me the condom gave me a retarded condom. The condom was broken. Now, like I said, I went soft, so I didn't come at all. I didn't. Like, I honestly didn't even. After this experience, I honestly felt like my hand was better than sex. Like, literally, I felt like my hand was my best friend compared to sex. I was not into it. Like I said, I pulled out, and I realized that the condom was freaking broken. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about her being pregnant. She's like, oh, did you come? I'm like, no, I didn't. She's like, are you sure? Are you sure? I'm like, no, I didn't. I promise I didn't come. Like, now we're both panicking. Now we're both panicking because we just found out that this condom is broken. You know what I'm saying? But I know I didn't come because I wasn't even in the mood for this. You know what I'm saying? But then I was also scared because I heard about pre-cum and that being a problem. And then I was scared because this girl always talked about sex, so I didn't know if she had a freaking disease or an STD or anything. So I was just freaking out. I was freaking out because I just had a stranger, my first time having sex. I might guess, you know, I freaked out and the condom breaks. This is the worst experience of my life. We ended up calming down, but in the back of my mind, I am still freaking out because this condom just broke and I don't know what the heck is gonna happen now. My first time having sex, you know, so I don't know what's gonna happen, right? I tell my friends, and honestly, my friends were making such a big joke about it, and they were just like laughing at me, and I was so embarrassed. From us having sex on the ground, I had these 2 dirt spots on my knees, like on the knee area of my jeans. So like they were just laughing at me like you were on the floor, like making jokes, but they don't know, like I'm laughing with them, but they don't know that I'm seriously panicking. After that, like I went over to my friend's house, but I decided to leave early because I was just so scared. I couldn't even enjoy the rest of that time, you know what I mean? I ended up having my mom pick me up, and then we went home, and I ended up telling her, look, like I had sex, you know what I'm saying? This is what happened. The condom broke. I'm scared. She's like, where'd you have sex? She's like, was that your friend's house? And I was like, no, it was at school. She like started cursing me the hell out because she's like, that what you go to school for, to have sex? I'm like, mom, it's my first time, like I didn't know. Long story short, we ended up going to the doctor because I was literally panicking, like so scared that I had an STD because this girl talked about sex like as if it was like normal for her. So I don't know who she has sex with. I don't know who her partners are. I don't know anything. You know, she had a boyfriend, she had sex with me. I have no idea how many partners this girl has had. I honestly just don't know. I just do not know, like, at all. So that's what's killing me. I don't know, like, what she does. So we end up going to the doctor. They check me out and everything's good. You know, I'm negative for everything. So now I'm communicating with this girl because I'm scared that, you know, pre-cum could have killed me, you know? So she's like, oh no, it's fine, it's like a plan B, and like she's never like hit me up again. Like it was smooth. Pretty much, guys, the moral of this whole story is don't be in a rush to take part in what everybody else is taking part in, because you don't know how your experience is gonna be. And I honestly feel like I robbed myself of a good virginity loss. Like that's gonna be for the rest of my life. That's what I have to look back at as how I lost my virginity, guys. But guys, if you enjoyed this story time, you know what I'm saying, smash that like button, jam that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications so you guys can see every new video that I drop. And one more thing, guys, stay undefinable.
That's what I thought you said. Now let me offer this as a rebuttal.